Hello, and thank you for purchasing the course Marvellous Mud Kitchens. In this course, we'll be discussing how to get the most out of your mud kitchen area. Or if you don't have one yet, why you absolutely must get one. So grab a pen and a piece of paper and a nice hot drink, and we'll get started. So to start off with, what is mud kitchen play? Mud kitchen play involves an outdoor child-sized model kitchen which children can pretend to cook and bake in. And instead of using toy foods and plastic utensils, children can make use of real cooking and baking equipment like saucepans, mugs and cups, cupcake tins and ladles. Children can follow fun recipes and/or use natural materials to make meals and baked items, which are fun to look at and to touch. They can serve up their own food and come up with new recipes for other children to follow. In our first section, we'll look at why mud kitchens are so brilliant. Mud kitchens are a great way for children to learn and develop in many ways, including creativity. Mud kitchens encourage children to explore and experiment and to create without fear of making mistakes. Physical development. Children can develop both gross motor, think about those big stirring actions with a giant pot, and fine motor skills by mixing, stirring and pouring. Again, mud kitchens absolutely do not have to look a certain way. There are some absolutely beautiful ones out there to buy, but essentially it is more about the resources that you are providing and the experience of play rather than does it look aesthetically pleasing. Everybody has different styles, different budgets and different types of settings. They really don't need to look a certain way, and the resources and that the children are having access to mud and fun is the key element. Bowls again will encourage role play. A pestle and mortar will help the children to strengthen their finger muscles, and when used with certain herbs or, for example, coffee granules, will provide a great sensory experience. Pipettes are brilliant if you are using food colouring, and they are wonderful for those fine motor skills. Spray bottles can also be fun and excellent again for those fine motor skills, strengthening those finger muscles. Cake and muffin tins will provide the opportunity to create brilliant narrative role-play experiences. And a potato masher, fantastic for developing the gross motor skills and for helping the children to understand the consistency of the mud and water. You can get some clear plastic bottles, perhaps with different style nozzles, to create potion bottles. These will be brilliant for the children to be able to be inventive and creative. Think seasonal. Different opportunities present themselves throughout the different times of the year. So think seasonally and almost have a seasonal plan just for your mud kitchen area. If you are in a school setting, a good tip to remember is that the half term, which is known as Spring 1, is actually during January and February. Now these are your colder, more wintry months, so you might not have the access to, for example, spring petals, as the name would suggest. Next section, we will look at how can your children use your mud kitchen area most effectively. Have a child-led approach. Don't overthink it. If you have the right resources out, the children will take the lead and they'll come up with some great ideas and narratives. It sounds strange to say, but try not to overclutter your mud kitchen. It can be really tempting to fill your area with loads of pots and pans and utensils. Try to keep them varied but limited. See how your children use it. If every day they are making cakes, perhaps invest in another muffin tin. Ideas for play. We'll cover some ways to enhance and maximise play in the next section, and recipes will be to follow. These are included free as part of the course, and please download as you require them. Outdoor cooking seems like a really obvious one. Obviously, it's pretend. The children can make pies, cakes, cupcakes, soups and stews. They can make pizzas if you have wooden serving platters or chopping boards. You can even make a sort of a jelly if you add some corn flour to the mud and see the texture change. The children will delight in this. Thanks so much for watching this short snapshot of just some of the ideas that our full course has to offer. For the full course, which has so many more ideas than this one, please head to the website, which is www.firstclassprovision.co.uk.